them.
It's a preservative, yes.
Plus, you also brine them generally. You have a lot of salt in them, which helps.
Okay, well, that was all I had
Well,
today.
thanks for the little memento, and I'm sure you ate a lot of smoked fish yourself in your life if you lived anywhere near Westfield.
That's true.
And for Dunkirk also. Hellwig's down there used to have pretty darn good
they used to have the best fish.
Yeah, they disappeared.
And on Fridays they would they'd cook it. They had great big deep fryers. They'd only do this on Fridays.
Oh yeah, this is Hellwig's.
There was no place to eat. You just had to go get it. And my husband and I would ride down there sometimes, and we'd get it, and then we'd just drive up a little ways up the Route 5 to where the ducks and the stuff are, and you had that pretty view, and there was room for cars to park there.
Yeah.
And we'd get under a shady tree, and we'd eat our fish when it was nice and hot and good.
Well, that's just, when I was a kid, a friend of mine named Bob Tennant, Art Tennant, Bob Tennant, we used to ride our bikes from Westfield down to Barcelona where the fish house was. And we would pick up bottles. People threw the bottles along the side there, and back then you didn't have the do-gooders that ran around picking up all the garbage. And so the bottles would kind of accumulate. We'd have enough bottles picked up to buy a smoked fish when we would ride to Dunkirk, in Barcelona. And we'd get a smoked fish and go sit down somewhere, as you say, in a shady spot and slurp that down. Yummy, yummy for the tummy, huh?
Yes, things did seem to taste better when we were younger, too. Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you for the call. I'll send you, if you send me a stamped envelope, I'll send you $5 off, a couple of $5 tickets to the Lakeview, and you can use
Where they also have delicious fish and a wonderful salad bar.
They have a second restaurant, Valentino's, next door, which serves fish. That's a fish place.
That's the one next door?
Yeah, it used to be an Italian restaurant, believe it or not.
Right. Right. Well, that sounds delicious.
Delicious fishes. How can you go wrong?
That's true. I say stay cool.
Okay, you too.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for the call.
Bye.
Everybody out there appreciates smoking. It's just whatever they smoke. Do you know what the biggest cash crop in Chautauqua County is?
I don't.
Marijuana.
Oh my goodness.
Would you believe it? Beats the grapes, beats everything else. But up in the hills, the sheriff's busy sending his helicopters around trying to find the patches. But they raise a tremendous amount of it up there, and it's very, you get a good buck for it. It's not cheap. I don't smoke. I don't smoke it. What about this T-shirt? Stand up and show me your T-shirt.
Elwell's Texas Smokehouse.
There you go, guys. Do you sell those?
Yes, we do.
How much are they?
We're trying to sell them for $20 each.
$20 each. You get a rib with it or something? Ribs. Now, people want to know what money is. The money. If somebody were to buy, for instance, a rack of ribs, how many do you get? About
12 to 14 bones.
14.
Yep.
How much would that cost? All smoked and ready to eat?
12 to 14 bone, a full rack, plus steamed vegetable, biscuit bites, plus you get 2 sides, is $22.95.
And you get a place to eat it, too?
Yes, you do. There's a dine-in. You can eat in, or you can sit out at the picnic tables, or we do delivery or takeout.
How about that? You do delivery, too?
Yes, we do.
Can't beat that.
No. Got to get the ribs where they have to go.
Okay, and say somebody wanted a pulled pork sandwich. I see you have great big buns. And
yep, those are
piled high
rolls.
with a pork and the sauce. Now, what would that cost roughly?
We can do the sandwich entrees. For example, the pulled pork sandwich. It comes with 2 sides as well, plus the sandwich is $8.50.
Can't beat that.
No.
That's a meal in itself. That's a whole huge giant meal.
We also do a brisket sandwich, a sliced brisket sandwich with 2 sides as well, and that's also $8.50.
Terrific. What's brisket?
Brisket is...
I've heard of corned beef brisket,
It's actually a pretty tough cut of meat, and the way that we smoke it out on the smoker, it's out there for, anywhere between 18 to 24 hours, depending on the size of the brisket. And by the time we're done, it's so tender that you don't even need a knife to cut it. You can just pick it up with your fork. It's that tender.
Wow. What animal is brisket?
It's beef.
Beef. And what part of the beef?
I believe it's off the side of the cow.
Side of the cow, okay. Well, I know I've eaten brisket, but nobody knows, exactly what these cuts are, what you're eating.
It's not too common up here, no. Brisket's not very common up here at all.
Do they do brisket on pigs?
I don't.
Pork brisket is not a deal. That like they don't do beef ribs smoked per se. It is a wonderful meal in itself, but
Beef
it's not generally done in a smoked process.
Well, we did introduce beef ribs in the very beginning, and they weren't quite as popular as the pork ribs. Definitely weren't as popular.
No, people
so
are.
We just decided not to do that anymore because they just weren't popular enough. Everybody wanted the pork ribs, so that's what we went with.
Well, how many ribs do you sell in a good week? Now, I'm not talking about October or November when the tourists are all gone, but you're going to get a lot of business in the summer.
We sell quite a few. It fluctuates. The weekends are, of course, the best. And
10 racks?
At least.
At least 10 racks.
Yeah,
and least. You do sell half rack too, right?
We sell half racks. We sell a 2-bone entree for the lighter fare, and we sell the full racks. Our most popular, though, is definitely the full racks.
Full racks. They take them home, or they eat them there?
Both.
Both.
Both. About equal. I have about as much takeout as I do dine-in.
Well, I imagine so. I'm gonna have to come down and try one of those ribs.
Yes, you are.
I do my own ribs, and everybody raves about the ribs I do, but I'm sure they don't compare to yours because you do them longer.
Yes, yes.
than I do them. And as I say, I have a shortcut I often use. I won't say I always use it, but I steam them with the rub on. I put the rub on and let them marinate in the fridge for a while. Then I steam them. The rub kind of gets absorbed in the steam.
It does, yep.
If you boil them, it boils all the flavor out.
Yeah, you
rub
take
off. But
that
if you
juice
steam them, the flavor stays in, and it tenderizes them. If you steam them, say I only give them about 45 minutes. That'll tenderize them. Then you can put them on your smoker, and you don't have to pay much attention to them. They're going to be tender, probably. They're not fully tenderized, but if you put them on the smoker, I like to put them on for 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. Very impatient. I don't have 2 days like you do, Lorianne. 2 days!
Yep, it does. We do it, the right way. I like to put them out there raw. That's the way that we like to do it there.
But you do rub them.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, you put a rub on them. And you do have a sauce. Now you
have 3 sauces.
Yeah. Tell us the difference between, I'm dying to know what the difference is between these 3 sauces.
Well, there's Daryl's sauce, which is kind of like a red sauce.
What's a red sauce?
It's
got a lot of heat
kind
in
of
it, or
similar. What? No, it's just a little bit of heat. Not so much heat, but more spices. It's similar to like an ox roast, but it's not. It's a little different. And then we have my dad's sauce, which is a sweet, like a smoky sweet sauce. That would be our most popular sauce. And then we have Mike's Mix, which Mike created, and he just kind of took the 2 and combined them, added a little bit of extra something to it, and that's pretty popular too. But they're all definitely different flavors.
And you do sell sauces, right?
Yeah, we sell the sauces in 12-ounce containers. We also sell pulled pork, pulled chicken, and beef brisket by the pound as well. Yep, and that's growing in popularity, the pulled chicken is.
You have chicken?
Yes, we do. We take chickens, I cut them in half myself, and I put them out on the smoker, and they usually take anywhere between 6 to 8 hours out there, and I use my own marinade on those that I make.
What kind of smoke? Do you use cherry for them?
Cherry for that as well, yes.
Smoked chicken. I've never had a smoked chicken. I've had smoked turkey.
Very good.
Very common, smoked turkey.
Very tender, very juicy. Yep.
My mouth is watering.
You have to come down for lunch, dinner.
Yes, I'll have to, yeah. We're speaking with Lorianne Ritter, who runs a smokehouse. The old Elwell's Tasty Freeze now has turned into the Elwell's Texas Smokehouse. And we don't know the difference between Texas smokehouses and Westfield smokehouses, really.
Well, it brought a little bit of Texas right in a little old Westfield, I guess. That's how we can say that. But we also have all of our desserts, our ice creams. So it's still a Tasty Freeze as well for everybody who remembers it as the old Elwell's.
Yeah, although they had that machine. He pulled the crank and on it.
Yeah, we have soft serve as well. Yes, we do. Yep, we do. We do Sundays banana splits, the old-fashioned style, with the hard ice cream, chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry.
I don't think they have Tasty Freeze anymore, do they? They're other kind of freezes, frozen ice cream. The soft ice cream, but I've never found a Tasty Freeze.
Well, we're still a Tasty Freeze.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We have a lot of wonderful things in Chautauqua County. Summer food is outrageous. We have restaurants that are incredible all over the place. some of which incidentally only stay open during the tourist season. And after the tourists leave, they leave.
Wintertime is hard.
Wintertime,
it's difficult,
and especially with the heating costs around here. I
right.
mean, if you have to heat a restaurant and have man and everything, and you only have a few customers, it just doesn't pay.
No.
Which is why a lot of people do shut down in December, January, February, and don't open up until spring. It is well, as a friend of mine used to say, Harvey Miller, who had the golf course for years over at Point Chautauqua, said, "Rady, whatever you buy up here in the way of restaurants, remember you have an 8-week season." So the 9th week you may break even, and the 10th week you're finished.
Well, we'd like to stay open year-round. We're going to give it a try, and hopefully it'll be successful for us. I think we've got some really good homemade food. Everything there is homemade. All of the salads, the side dishes, everything. And then when we open up, hopefully for breakfast right after Labor Day, we will be doing the same as well. Everything homemade soup and sandwiches for lunch. So we're going to give it our best shot and see how it goes.
Well, I hope you have great success. Success there. What are you going to have for breakfast?
Oh, all kinds of things. Homemade muffins. I make quite a few different muffins.
You love to bake, right?
I do. I love to bake. I make a few different kinds of quiche. I have homemade bagels, homemade biscuits for sausage gravy and biscuits. Of course, bacon. Can't go wrong with bacon. Smoked bacon.
You have to boil the bagels, do you?
Yes, boil and bake the bagels.
Yeah, people don't realize that. You can't just crank out a bagel. You've got to boil it first.
Yep, you do.
Then you bake it.
And you bake it.
And the best bagels come from New York, New York
Yes,
City.
they do.
And maybe you'll be able to duplicate that. It's pretty hard.
Oh,
though.
I'm pretty good. They're pretty good bagels.
Well, it's great to have that real chewiness you get.
The outside crust, yeah.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. It's a kosher thing. It's a sour cream Sierra. Remember those big, beautiful hotels up in the Catskills, which are they're changing now. They all ran down. They shut them all down. They all died. Now they're buying them back, people. The Moonies have one. The Gurus have some. The various. I noticed the Agva had one for a while, and everybody's buying these back, and they're filling. They're having huge things, meditation and all kinds. Oh, there's funny things happening here. I just got this strange noise. We're out of here. I'll give you a half a minute there just to sort of close down your time uninterrupted. You're on.
I'm on.
You got 30 minutes, 30 seconds. Now you got 20 seconds.
Well, I hope everybody would like to come down and try out my restaurant. It's Elwell's Texas Smokehouse, located on McKinley Road and Route 20 in Westfield. Everything there is freshly baked homemade goods, pies, desserts. Of course, you've got to try the ribs. You've definitely got to try the brisket. Pulled pork is very popular. Hope you come down and give us a shot. You'll enjoy yourself. You'll leave there quite full.
Thank you for telling us about smoking, your business, and I will be right down there shortly. We've been talking to Lorianneritter, owner, proprietor, smoker, and restaurateur par excellence. I want to thank special, beautiful people who made this program possible. Chuck Kelsey, Devin Taylor, Chris Burt, Randy Burt, Chris Ramaker, Jeff Zook, Don Zenz, and John Hamels. Anybody who gets out there today, think about smoking. And if you want to have the real professional smoked, go on down and try the place. I want you to have a beautiful day. Get out and dance and sing in the sun. Garden a little bit. Pick your tomatoes. They're coming in now. May all that is proud and true and noble abide with you. I'm Reed Powers.